Hello, beautiful faces. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you had a great Christmas. I hope the gifts were thoughtful. I hope the family was doing great. It was an insane weekend in the NFL. The Raiders getting a massive win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Frustration in Chiefs Kingdom growing. Nobody can get open, it seems. The wide receivers have dropped passes. It's all bad. The offense is a mess. And they're running out of time to fix their woes. The Ravens gave the 49ers a can of whoop ass as a Christmas gift. I think after what we saw on Christmas night, Lamar Jackson solidified his MVP campaign. I think Lamar Jackson did a lot more than just make a case. Getting a win over Brock Purdy and the 49ers was the cherry on top. And for him, he can certainly put his stamp on Baltimore because he's been able to stay healthy late in the season, something he hasn't been able to avoid the last couple of seasons, man. Lamar Jackson is an absolute stud, man. This guy, if he doesn't win MVP, then it's blasphemy because this guy deserves it. Everybody is doubting this man, and the Ravens in big games. You're talking about Lamar Jackson being the MVP favorite right now, and last night he proved to everybody that he is the undeniable MVP at this point. He is clearly the MVP favorite. How isn't more people talking about this guy? This guy doesn't get the media attention that other players get. Now knowing the guy that he is, none of the personal achievements matter to him. The reality is that Lamar doesn't care about the MVP award. He could care less if he's the league's most valuable player. Lamar just talks about winning. That's what matters to him. He's all about winning the Super Bowl. That's what's important to him. This past offseason, got a new deal, only at one mindset. I want to win the Super Bowl. He already has an MVP to his name, but MVP stands for most valuable player. And as we can see, Lamar has been valuable to his team. Every week with his exceptional play, he just keeps shutting the critics up. He keeps playing his game. MVP is almost always a quarterback. It will likely go to him. That much is obvious after last night. And with Brock Purdy's latest outing, this should put the spotlight squarely on Lamar Jackson. When your quarterback throws 4 interceptions in the game, the MVP best player talk goes out the window. And you guys all know how I felt about Brock Purdy. I was saying endlessly that he's the MVP. If you had won that game last night and played a cleaner game, then we can make that argument that you get the nod for MVP. I think looking at everything now, Lamar Jackson is gearing up to win his second MVP award. And you gotta love John Harbaugh's post-game speech, man. I mean, he was fired up. He gave the game ball to Lamar Jackson, deservingly so. They had just beaten the best team in football. Had a great game last night, so Lamar's MVP bid gets a stamp of approval from me. I believe this was the sole factor in deciding who is truly the most valuable player in the league. This was ultimately the deciding factor. Look, you're giving it to the best quarterback on the best team. That's what they are. The Ravens are clearly the best team. They're the best team, not only in the AFC, but in football. Number 1 defense in the league. I mean, they created 5 turnovers last night. Lamar played outstanding. Some people said he didn't have his best game, but I thought overall he played an outstanding game. He was brilliant. And I know you have the likes of Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill, and only one guy can win it. But the best quarterback right now, since this is truly a quarterback friendly award, is no one besides Lamar Jackson. I would tell you from an MVP perspective that he's easily the best quarterback in the league. Enjoyable to watch, fun to watch, and to me, he's the most unappreciated quarterback in the league. He's to me, no one talks about him like they talk about the other players. Lamar has never had a Pro Bowl caliber receiver. His top 3 tight end is out for the season. The running back suffered a season-ending injury, and he's still winning games. This is MVP level stuff, folks. And to be honest, he's looked better than Patrick Mahomes. That's saying something. And as great as McCaffrey has looked, he got shut down in the second half by the Ravens' top-ranked defense. There should be no more debate about who is the MVP. End of debate, end of discussion. It's not worth your time anymore. Don't waste your time debating. It can't just be all about the numbers. I'm looking at the fact that he brings value. I'm taking into consideration that Lamar is leading the best team in football. I'm also calling attention to his level of consistency that has been on display all season. He's my choice for MVP because, as we all know, this team is completely different without him. I'm impressed with his growth, humility, and maturity playing at the quarterback position. And when he wants to move the ball, he moves the ball. He's absolutely spectacular. I think what makes him special with the ball in his hands is that he can manipulate the pocket to buy time. He keeps his eyes down the field and he finds his targets. There are a variety of ways he can beat you. We constantly see it with his feet, his arm, his mind. Lamar has been consistently the MVP for almost the entire season. People were talking about Brock Purdy when the 49ers went on this recent win streak. I think you all owe Lamar Jackson an apology. Write a heartfelt letter apologizing to this man and mail it to the mailing address in Baltimore. I love Lamar Jackson. He is a fantastic football player. He has put the Ravens in Super Bowl contention. This is a guy who says all the right things. This award has always or started to go to only quarterbacks. And I know Christian McCaffrey almost has 2,000 yards of scrimmage. He's got 21 touchdowns on the season. Those are MVP numbers from a statistical standpoint. But again, only one person can win this award. When Purdy couldn't deliver, McCaffrey continued to move the ball. So, I mean, that's why, to me, he'll be the runner-up to Lamar Jackson, because how sensational he's been. Look at Dak Prescott. These other players are having insanely good seasons, and because their teams haven't played to that level at big moments, I think that's what separates them from a guy like Lamar Jackson. It's what separates it for me. These were the two best teams coming into that ball game last night. And I think after last night, the Ravens made a statement by stumping the 49ers 33-19. They made their case as the NFL's best team by dismantling San Francisco. And if we're looking at this from an individual standpoint, and because Brock Purdy played so bad last night, the Ravens did what they did to Purdy last night so Lamar Jackson can lock up the MVP. He's the reason that offense goes. Everything runs through Lamar Jackson, right? All the way up to last night, Brock Purdy was my pick. Well, that changed. Lamar rose above everyone else. And this team sent a loud statement to the rest of the league. He put the rest of the league on notice. He did the impossible yesterday. How many teams and quarterbacks go on the road and into the 49ers stadium and do what Lamar and the Ravens did to San Francisco? Week in and week out, Lamar has balled out, the best player on the field. I got to give it to the Ravens. This is the best opportunity Baltimore will have to get to the Super Bowl. And you know what? I think they can get to the Super Bowl. I think they can. And now, it's not going to be an easy task, but I think they kind of stand along in the AFC. And John Harbaugh, man, has the utmost faith and confidence in his quarterback. He loves Lamar Jackson, man. Lamar Jackson has solidified his case as this year's MVP, and he is very deserving of the award. What I saw last night, that told me everything about Lamar Jackson, who he is as a player, his exceptional character, what he stands for, what he brings to this team, how humble he is, and his amazing skill set that separates him from the rest of the crowd. Just an amazing overall person, an amazing overall quarterback, and he definitely should win this year's most valuable player. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate the love and support. It's been real. I'm getting out of here now. I'm at a local park in my city. I love this park. This is one of my escapes, one of my places where I could get away. And you know, I said today I'm gonna come out here and do a video. It's a nice view, as you can see in the background and everything. It's a nice day out here, a day after Christmas, and I thought I'll get out a little bit and chat with you guys at the same time. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll talk again soon. Peace.